This little guy has been what I've been playing with for the past couple of weeks, and to be quite honest, this thing is an absolute blast, but I give it a very strong warning for first-time users. It's a lot of fun, but take notes, because this thing is kind of dangerous. What's up everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, we are reviewing the Syma X400. And before we get into any further, I'd like to give a huge thank you to Freebies/Syma. I'm not sure if they're collaborative with this company, but anyways, thank you guys so much for providing this, for helping me out with the video. And also, I am sorry, I was just kind of getting over a cold about last week. Really sorry, but anyways, enough blabbering. Let's just get right into it because this thing is a blast. I absolutely love this thing to death. So starting right off with the small little drone, it was just around 50 bucks. And to be quite honest, for first time flyers, I think it's absolutely perfect. It's small, compact. It's probably about the size of my iPhone, maybe even a little bit smaller, but that's nothing to complain about. It's small, it's tiny, it's great for beginners, and also for people who are actually really good with drones. It's just good practice, just play around drone. Getting further into it, it's actually a really nice design. It's extremely lightweight, but there's actually a kind of a good thing for this because you don't have to have it too heavy. And again, I know it's just a small little drone, very lightweight, it's easy to carry around, and it's just a good convenience because, you know, there's a lot of heavy, really big drones. And again, I know this is more suited for beginners, obviously, but I like how it's very lightweight. Plastic design is very nice. I like the rudders, they're fairly strong, even though it does come with some extra ones, which is actually very nice. And it's just a great little design for a small little drone. And if you have noticed by now, I have added these little extenders for the outside of it to actually protect the blades, because again, they do have extras in the box, but I put those immediately on. They do help a lot with protecting this guy if you do bump it into the wall or anything. Before we get into any more electronics, we're gonna talk about this battery right here. It's a LiPo battery, LiPo, basically extremely dangerous if you don't really know that much about batteries. So if you puncture this or sit on this in any way, poof, it will explode. And two, it's a really weird proprietary connection. I'll get it better in the B-roll clip. Clips right onto there. Extremely weird. This is my really big first rant here. I actually feel the battery shaking around in this compartment. Again, that's not that safe, but again, it's kind of nice how they actually include some hardware and an extra battery to make sure you just don't run out of juice. This little guy only gets around 6 to 8 minutes for a full flight time when it's fully charged, for about an hour to an hour and a half, which isn't that great, but at the same time, it's a small little practice drone. You're not really gonna complain that much. Again, I would have personally gone with a lithium ion. It's just more practical, but again, it's a budget drone. Hey, you have to make some cutbacks when you're getting something this cheap with drones. Anyways, it just snaps right into there. It actually is a pretty good power rating. This little guy does have GPS, which can actually track you. There's Wi-Fi enabled in this, so you can control it with your phone. It actually has a pretty decent HD camera on the front, which, again, I'll get into that in a minute. It's rated at 1080p, but again, to be honest, for a little practice drone, it's not bad. It's probably around the same quality. Actually, you know what? Yeah, as I'm thinking about it, probably around the same quality as an iPhone 4S or an iPhone 5. But again, you can definitely tell it's okay quality. But anyways, not trying to knock on the quality here, it is a fantastic drone. And if there's one thing I really do have to say about this little guy, is that it is wicked powerful, as I said in the intro of this video. First of all, before we go into power, this right here is the controller. Pretty cool. You can attach your phone to the top of this. Actually, I am surprised it was able to fit my monstrosity of a phone right here. Fits any iPhone 11, 10 Pro Max. Fits it very nicely. It's kind of confusing. Again, for me, it was confusing because I'm a first-time drone flyer. But regardless, I like this controller a lot. It reminds me a lot about this little guy right here. And to be quite honest, yes, this is my custom Xbox controller. If you want to watch the video, links on screen. It just reminds me a lot about it because of the form factor and the way it's built. Has a similar weight to it. This obviously takes 4 AA batteries. It's 4 or 6, but I believe it's 4 compared to this obviously being a wireless Xbox controller with rechargeable batteries and all that stuff, which you can obviously get rechargeable batteries for this, but it's just not the same as traditional wireless controller. But anyways, again, that's just another small rant, but it is a really good controller. and it is extremely sensitive that I've actually realized. But there's nothing wrong with that. It's a drone. You want to be kind of sensitive because interacting with the really good Bluetooth range and Wi-Fi range, I forget what Wi-Fi is in there. I believe it's Bluetooth 5.0, a higher bit Wi-Fi. It's actually really, really good the way these two things are paired. And speaking of pairing, I do really like how you can control this with an app. At first it was kind of confusing because nowhere, honestly, inside this box right here, inside the instructions, it tells you where the hell to actually connect this. It doesn't say anything on their website, it doesn't say anything on YouTube or Amazon. I figured it out on my own. Nothing wrong with that. Syma has an app, obviously, you can download and control it with that. It was kind of confusing at first to pair it. It only tells you how to pair it in the app. Again, that's very confusing for me because you'd like it to actually say in the instructions, which I just threw behind me, because the instructions were kind of useless, but at the same time, they were kind of helpful. Again, it's like a China-based company, but again, I'm not rashing on that. It's a cheaper end drone, but I think this is a good comparison to like maybe like a lower range DJI. Nowhere close to that technology at all, but it's simple and it's small and it's great and it's wicked powerful. And again, that is a warning when you're a first-time flyer. I would not give this to anybody under the age of 15 personally. Hey, it's a great little drone and let's stop yapping and let's get outside and let's test this damn thing out. Okay, so please forgive me before we start off our test flight. If this microphone sounds a little crappy, the battery is kind of dying. I'm sorry. But anyways, we're in an open field, pretty much right in the center of my neighborhood here. Very pretty out here, but that's not why we're here. We're testing out this bad boy right here. Here's obviously the big camera rig I obviously have. We're gonna switch over to this little guy, but first of all, let's just, well, you know what? Yeah, you've already heard way too much about this drone. Let's just get rid of the good stuff. We'll switch over to the drone camera now. Okay, so right now you may be confused to why you didn't see any clips of the drone flying. One, I'll have them kind of on screen as I'm talking right now, but at the same time, it was honestly nearly impossible to keep this thing in the air. One, it was kind of windy, but I know that shouldn't be much of a big deal. You've flown drones like by the water, by the ocean, no big deal. Light breeze, no big problem. My issue was that it just kept crashing. Like there was some kind of service error between the controller and the drone. I was also trying to control it with my phone too to see if that was the issue. Not sure what was going on there, so I came home, I charged the battery for a little bit, went back out and tried it again. For some reason, that data was corrupt. I'm not sure what was going on there. So this is basically future me telling you what I said earlier in this video. Honestly, again, I'm not rashing on the company freebies. I'm just giving you a fair warning about the company Syma. Because again, just to disclose some information here, freebies, if you'd like to take this video down, please do so. I'm critiquing the Syma company here for a minute. I know this is more suited for beginners or people just getting started for drones here, but I'm also just gonna say, I know what I was kind of saying, it was a great drone. It's not the greatest. I'm gonna completely edit out the last minute and 30 seconds of me saying how good this thing is. It's honestly okay. It doesn't hold a charge that well. Charged for an hour and a half. Again, those batteries are dangerous, as I was describing LiPo batteries and them being caused to blow up if they're punctured or sat on the wrong way. But I keep looking over because I'm looking at the quality of this camera. iPhone 3G. We're just gonna say it like that. It's honestly kind of hard to give a review when what you're reviewing isn't really the greatest. And again, I know I was saying in the beginning of this video how great this thing was, and that was when I first got it. I was excited to finally have a drone. It was fun. I got it to work kind of well. But as I'm starting to play with it and getting used to it, the controller sensitivity was a glitch, apparently, from my further research. I'm not sure what was going on with it. The Bluetooth range was literally cutting in and out like crazy. I couldn't get it to track. I tried multiple situations on how to bring this thing back. Again, the camera quality, you can't even tell, but again, I'll just put the clips on my face as you just saw them. I got one clip here. I'm gonna attempt to play it of the smoothest I got. You can see it right now. Again, that's okay. But at the same time, as a reviewer, as what I'm critiquing here. You can get it for your kids if they want to play around with it. Well, you play with the DJI Phantom or all that stuff. If you want a drone for your kids to play with, be my guest. It's great for them to play around with. If you want a professional grade drone, please search elsewhere. It's for a different kind of audience. Just hasn't been working out. Just the whole review in a whole, it was so difficult to grasp this little drone because of how well I thought it would have performed, but it performed worse than I thought in the end. Again, as a reviewer, I hate to say it, buyer beware. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for coming by and checking out this video and all the other videos. And until next time, guys, make sure to stay tuned for more.